right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York. This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basquiat.
And we're brought to you by Goodyear, with you for every mile on the road to greatness. Goodyear, more driven. Back on SportsCenter all night with news from the NBA. Bulls big man Nikola Vucevic to miss multiple games after testing positive for COVID-19. Chicago begins a 5-game West Coast trip on a Friday against the league-leading Warriors. Vucevic guarded Sixers center Joel Embiid in successive games prior to Embiid testing positive last week. Speaking of the Embiid-less Sixers,
the Raptors leading by 1. They could desperately use another bucket here to get a little bit more padding on that scoreboard. Anunoby on Drummond. Crosses him over, beats him into the lane, kicks over to Van Vliet for 3 in front of the Philly bench. Yes, sir! Fred Van Vliet, right in front of the Sixer bench, knocks it down, puts the Raptors up by 4. That's some serious onions from Fred Van Vliet.
Sportsnet 590, the Fan, his 3 with Gary Trent preceding him over the final 110, lifting the Raptors past the Sixers 115-109. Van Vliet had 6 threes, scored 32. Trent added 20. Tyrese Maxey 33 in the loss. Tobias Harris did return from the COVID list at 19 points after missing 6 games.
Martin thought about a 3, now drives it to the left wing, retreats back to the top of the arc where he hands the ball to McConnell. 7 seconds to shoot. McConnell works his way down the right side, feeds it to the right wing where the shot rattles around and somehow stayed down. It looked like it was about to fall off the rim. Brogdon took it from the right side, but he's had the hot hand here in the third quarter. 13 of his 28 points in this quarter.
1070, the Fan, Malcolm Brogdon, a season-high 30. The Pacers passed the Jazz in Salt Lake City, 111-110. Donovan Mitchell scored 26 for Utah, which lost at home for the first time this season. Rudy Gobert among 4 players ejected in the fourth quarter after a scuffle.
Up ahead for Kennard, left to right. Leave it for George. Working on hero right wing. Dancing once again. George, step back. Short corner jumpers on the way. And he put it in. PG-13. You are ridiculous.
Yeah, he had 27, Paul George did. As the Clippers best the Heat 112-109. Miami losing their 4th straight, second in a row at Staples Center. Don't forget, they just lost to the Lakers. The Lakers being 7-5, 3-2 without LeBron over the last 5. They've given up, though, more points than they've scored this season. Russ has been the ball-dominant player in LeBron's absence. Jay Williams on what changes when James returns.
Well, LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands. Like, he's a big-time playmaker, and you don't want LeBron settling for a lot of threes. You want him attacking the rim, getting other players involved. And the question is, how does Frank Vogel continue to utilize Russell Westbrook when they get into these stretches? You can also see Russell play a lot more in that second unit because the ball will be in his hands, get him a rhythm offensively. I'm not saying he can't start, just cut down his starting minutes and have him play with more of the second unit.
Vince Carter on concerns he has for Russ early in his L.A. tenure.
When you start getting into big games and you know the atmosphere, particularly on the road, it's imperative and important to take care of the ball. And especially if he's going to be one of your primary ball handlers. And he's addressed that and said, I need to take care of the ball. It's great to see him, score 25. Obviously, he assisted. He had a triple-double, 10 for 22 from the field. But 8 turnovers, that's concerning. That really is.
VC among the guests on ESPN Radio appearing via the Goodyear hotline. Hey, be a part of the SportsCenter All Night Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation presented by Dr. Pepper. College football is back, and so are the fans. Return to glory with Fansville by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Kroll motions wide left. Back is Pickett, throws for Kroll. Touchdown, Panthers, to start the overtime. Kroll, the motion man, came late, wide side left, cut it back to the middle, hit him perfectly by Pickett, and the Panthers score an 11-yard touchdown for their first crack in overtime.
Pitt Panthers Radio Network, Kenny Pickett to Lucas Kroll, 11-yard scoring strike in OT. Number 21 Pitt held off North Carolina 30-23. They kept first place in the ACC Coastal with 2 weeks to go after they